It's that title right there. It's kind of like it's kind of a Prisma Ilia reference.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were able to see, but I posted I posted the Simpsons technical difficulties video as a link on Twitter.
Yeah, yeah, technical difficulties. Yeah, okay, okay, but yeah, let me see if we're actually back on the air. Okay. Okay, we are back on. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
All
Okay.
right,
You ready? Okay. You ready, dude?
I'm ready.
Okay. Ready in three, two, one. Sorry about that, guys. Technical difficulties on our end. The wireless card decided to shit out on us. Shame on you, computer, for that. Okay. Where were you before you kind of got cut off?
You know, I have no idea. I was just rambling on and on. I don't even listen to myself when I talk.
Yeah. You said you were like
'Cause,
making some sort of big speech or something like that.
yeah, I do tend to get into those. I don't even know where I go. They tend to trail off.
Yeah. Okay, but okay. I guess we'll just move right along to me
Quick thing. Someone seems
across.
to have.
Oh, was it Cross CJR?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I know he kind of chimed in with something.
yeah. He was asking about the VHS tape. So I guess that was not too far off where I was talking about. I guess I'll answer there. Uh,
Go
he
for it.
asked how much were the VHSs I bought. Uh, he was telling me about how they were pretty costly at the time and probably bootleg.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
I
pretty much every VHS fan sub was a bootleg of a bootleg of a bootleg.
and it was like all shitty 18th generation whatever kind of thing,
Yeah,
and it had all the squiggly lines and all that shit.
yeah. I
I'm
have
so
a
glad we're past those days. I'm so glad I didn't start getting into fan subs through that. I'm kind of
it,
happy about that.
it's great, but also kind of sad because with back in the VHS fan sub days, you would get some tapes that had even the commercials recorded. Those were always a blast to watch.
Yeah, yeah, those were because you got to see a bunch of really, really obscure shit. Some
Like,
stuff that hasn't even gotten re-releases. Like, I don't think anyone, because I remember seeing a bunch of VHS fan subs on VHS, on not VHS, on public access. Uh, for those of you not around the Dayton area, let me tell you a little story. We had this little program called Anime in Dayton, and this was how I got exposed to like some really obscure anime. Like I got exposed to the anime of what was it? It was Kadocha. I got exposed to Kadocha through there. I remember just being like, "Wow, this show is kind of cool. This is so wacky," and it was all in Japanese. And I remember like just being like, "Yeah," but yeah, back to Battle of the Gods. Okay, my thoughts on the movie. Okay, TLDR version, loved it. And even though I kind of checked out the franchise like many years ago, like it was 10 years ago, that's when I checked out. When I kind of got back into it, like I had a friend of mine at work that was a huge like Godzilla fan, a huge uh kaiju, basically big fan of like kaiju and all that stuff. Uh, we saw Battle of the Gods with him, and that I was not going to see this, and then I figured, okay, so my friend and I have this day off together. I was like, okay, let's go see. Why not? let's go see Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods. And I'm kind of glad I took the plunge. Let me just say the experience was just amazing. Like, everybody applauded, like, on the appropriate scenes. I didn't really get your crowd. I kind of wish I did. I would have had a blast. Oh,
It's something I forgot to mention. Right before the start of the movie, I normally hate hearing this because I hate the meme itself and to what.
the over 9,000 thing.
Yeah. It's spun off where people don't even get why it's funny, why it was funny in the first place.
It made it funny because it was just, it's over 9,000! And
it wasn't even that because it was used in a series of videos by Kajeto-kun. But where I want to go here is at the start of the movie, right as the Toei symbol shows up, right before it even gets into the movie, the audience is still kind of hyped up, and someone, I guess they looked around the theater and they said, "What does the scouter say about the amount of people here?" And a good number of people chimed in with, "It's over 9,000!" I
would have probably given that guy like a $5 bill for that.
I grit my teeth, but I said, you know what? I'll let that one slide because that was actually kind of clever.
Yeah, it really was. Let's see. Yeah, back to my thoughts. The theater that I went to, it was kind of grungy for the most part. It was a theater that I used to go to all the time back when I was a kid, but then we started kind of moving on to the other theater, but that's TMI right there. But but yeah, when I went back to the theater, like, oh wow, this theater's really gone downhill. And the theater experience overall, I met like a bunch of really cool people like in the audience. We kind of had a real fun like conversating about anime and about other things. I even met some Madoka fans and all that stuff. And we just had a blast just talking like while like, we were waiting for like, the movie to start, and like, and of course kind of making fun of the whole Fathom Events bullshit that was on there. Which apparently someone complained about because I know one of my friends, Yamato _ English, by the way. I know he said that apparently in some theaters, the movie got fucked up. Like, apparently it jumped ahead 20 minutes or something like that. Or I don't know what the hell happened. But yeah, I heard about that, and I was just like, whoa, I'm really glad I went to the Wednesday night showing, because I would have been pissed if that happened. So that was one of my theaters that was kind of affected by that bug or something like that. So, but yeah, overall, everyone was quiet. Everyone had a blast. It was overall just a real fun movie, and I would recommend this to someone that was really into like the original Dragon Ball, like when of course when Goku was a kid. I would totally recommend this because it totally has a lot of that humor and all that stuff. Because the movie, for the most part, was kind of unserious for the most part. It was always serious when it needed to be, like when it was like fighting and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But my only gripes. How about that CG that was used in there? Like, okay, granted, it's not as bad as Sailor Moon Crystal and all that stuff.
You know what? I will say I've seen worse. I've seen a whole lot worse CG. And because of the fact that everything is going by so fast, there are points where you can go, that's CG, but at the same time, you can't really see it too well as being I remember there was one part where
you kind of saw that this was like pure CG, like when Goku was running towards Beerus.
Yeah.
Like, remember that part? I was just going like, oh, that's CG. And I kind of saw like what my friend was talking about because he saw the fan sub and all that stuff.
I think the reason they even did that was because they were showing it in IMAX theaters in Japan. And I guess they figured, hey, we gotta have like this one 3D view. I mean, let's give them this one small scene that's in 3D.
Oh boy, I think we got another live comment from Zeke Freak in live time. I bet you shared their booze with them. He's angry. I didn't get share your booze with him. Zeke Freak, you're under 21. I ain't letting you share your booze because I will get in trouble. When you're 21, definitely. We'll have a party. Just saying. Okay, but yeah, it was. Yeah, the CG. I mean, okay, it wasn't bad. I will say that it wasn't really bad. It just kind of stood out a little too much to me.
Yeah.
They kind of make me kind of like, ooh. I mean, and the way that and what you think about the Super Saiyan God form, because I thought it looked a little tacky, like a little cheap. It looked a little cheap to me because I know apparently people like to say this is a prelude to Super Saiyan 4 and all that stuff.
I say it's not, but at the same time, I think it's better. I'll put it to you like this: a lot of people were expecting, because that's the thing. The Dragon Ball
ridiculous and all that stuff.
The Dragon Ball fan base, it's like sometimes they don't know what it is they're watching, and they think they understand it when they really don't. Not that all of them don't, but a good chunk of them. That, like, for example, a lot of people came into this movie expecting nothing but dark, gritty tone with nothing but fighting. But it's like, that's not what Dragon Ball was always about.
Yeah,
so
it's about having fun, going on adventures and all that shit.
I mean,
Dragon
even
Ball Z just had that dark and gritty edge for the.
not just that, but Dragon Ball Z even had some of that adventure aspect. I mean, when they're going to Planet Namek, I mean, sure, their friends are dead, Goku is in the hospital, but hey, they're going on space adventures. But the way I look at it is, a lot of people expected Super Saiyan God to be something too much. I mean, I guess they expected more hair or something. After Super Saiyan 3, you got Goku with no eyebrows, long hair down to his waist.
Yeah, like real detailed eyes and all that stuff, like for Super Saiyan 3.
I look at it like this: Super Saiyan God is the equivalent of, in terms of the natural Super Saiyan state. It's not it. Whereas you have Super Saiyan and then the natural one, where it's the characters.
Yeah, it's brought up by
regular form. Yeah, it's like their natural form, but they have all this power. That's where also my point was with the whole point of the movie. Just because a character is strong doesn't mean they have to look it. I mean, what are they expecting? More Broly? Oh,
yeah.
God, please. No.
I never really saw the Broly stuff, so this is kind of... Because I think I stopped like at movie 7, because that's where I stopped at.
Mm.
Yeah, but you go on.
It's like a lot of people expected that, or at least a progression from Super Saiyan 4. I mean, like all the fan art that I've seen with fake YouTube posts that say, "Oh, the full Battle of the Gods movie. Click here." It's like, that looks nothing like Super Saiyan God.
I remember like some people were saying like there was a sequence in Battle of the Gods that retcons GT.
It doesn't, because it takes place before the actual end of Z.
Before Pan, yeah, because Pan is still in the womb.
Yep.
and because I'm just like, weren't they still wasn't like Pilaf and the gang, weren't they all still kind of
That okay, that is where it might actually retcon GT because of the fact that in GT they're all
they're all
old
they're
and
all old.
decrepit. Okay, yeah, I guess that might retcon GT right there. That one itty bitty detail, but I think at this point, they don't even acknowledge GT as existing as the true ending.
Yeah, because since Akira Toriyama is like back at the helm, pretty much. Because I know, because I think that's pretty much a well-known fact. I won't say that about GT, about how Akira Toriyama wasn't even involved.
He actually he
Out.
was,
He
but
what?
yeah, he was, but in some designs at the
Oh,
beginning of the series, like Giru was designed by him. Um, he actually did a lot of designs through artwork, like when Goku, Pan, and Trunks are on the giant planet. Um, I think he also designed. What the hell was this guy's name? I totally forgot. One of the first villains, not the major one. See, GT escapes me at
it's
this
not
point.
baby. It's not baby. Or anything.
No, not baby or Dr. Mew. Um, but I know he designed certain characters in the beginning. But
I'm
and
pretty. I'm pretty sure someone on Twitter or someone in the comments are gonna probably correct us on that. But
yeah,
so, yeah. So yeah. I know like there was a. I know apparently I've been hearing a rumor that they're actually going to do another movie. Have you heard
actually,
anything?
it's not a rumor, but it's actually confirmed that a
Oh, there's going to be
movie
another movie. Okay,
yeah,
down
in 2015.
in 2015. Oh yeah,
Yes.
I'm down because I feel that if they did it just like Battle of the Gods, I would be happy. The action that was in it was plenty for me because they didn't draw it out. They didn't draw it out with people screaming and grunting for
Hmm.
20 gazillion hours and all that stuff. 'Cause of course,
I, I think the next one might be a little darker because they did a teaser trailer and it's showing Shenlong has been summoned. Uh, and it alludes to someone asking, "There's someone I want you to bring back to life," and the subtitles show the worst wish made in history. Despair now begins, and it's like,
oh,
oh boy, what's all this? And one of the theories is that it's gonna be another Broly movie, and I'm like, no, why? And then I see Dragon Ball Heroes is unveiling Super Saiyan 4 Broly, which is freaking overkill.
oh my god! Oh
And
god!
I'm like, oh no. And then I see uh, this new Broly figure, and I go, oh no, please, let's
That,
let's hope that this isn't
I would
another
probably check
Broly
out.
movie.
I would probably be like, I don't know. Nope. Because I've always heard this story. I mean, I've never seen, but I've always seen like pictures of Broly and all that stuff. How he's pretty much like a huge force of nature, basically.
It's like he was pretty damn strong, and then they managed to defeat him. In the second movie he appears in, it's just Gohan, Videl, Goten, and Trunks. Goku is dead, so it's like, oh crap, we gotta get this guy. We gotta get rid of this guy.
Was it
Uh,
wasn't it Bio Broly by that point? Because I know Bio Broly sucked apparently.
Bio Broly was the third movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had three Broly movies. The second one, it's more of a Gohan, you have to do this because I'm not around anymore. You gotta be the one that protects the Earth, and it's kind of a retread of the previous movie where he did that with
Yeah.
Bojack.
Yeah. Okay. Real life. Okay. Real time comment. Was it Donkey Super 17 or a Mega Shenron? I guess this is kind of referring to.
Neither, actually, neither. I'll have to look it up. I think the dub called him Major Metallitron or some crap like that. I think that was the one that Toriyama did. In fact, I'll look it up as
Yeah,
as we
yeah,
go
'cause I
on.
remember like after we got done with with Dragon Ball Z, remember like he made like some parody comic called Neko Majin Z, which was actually
Yes.
kind of funny and charming. And then after that, he made Go-Go Aquaman, worked on Dragon Quest, did Sandland, that was it. Did more Dragon Quest, and now this. So, I must ask, since we're kind of here, I was thinking about saving this until the Toonami show, but I guess we'll kind of talk about our feelings on. How do you feel about Dragon Ball Kai coming on Toonami?
Well, you know what? It's one of those shows that I actually was pushing for
Yeah,
when
I would have been. I'm kind of happy that it's Kai and not the original, because if
yeah.
that, I would have checked. I would have been like, you know what, you know what, Toonami? No, we ain't doing that.
Yeah, but it makes sense because when they first said Toonami was coming back, I said, if we gotta have a Dragon Ball show, it's either gotta be Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Kai. I don't want Dragon Ball Z. First off, the dub sucks for Z. Sorry to say, but the English dub sucks.
It hasn't aged well at all.
It has not. It's not a good representation of what Funimation's actors and talent have been able to do over
It's
the
what
years.
and with good cause, it's what gave Funimation kind of like the bad name. I mean, it was kind of like, I know like Funimation for a while was kind of like put on the same pedestal as Four Kids and Saban and Nelvana and all that stuff.
Hmm. Um,
Which is funny because I know Saban owned Dragon Ball Z for a little bit.
yeah, or rather, it's not that they owned it. They helped bring it to syndication because Funimation was going at this on their own, and they
So
realized,
everything just helped them. So okay.
yeah, because they were Dragon Ball was getting a 5:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning shift.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
So it's like, wow, what do we do? And then Saban said, oh, we can bump you up to 8 o'clock in the morning if you work with us. So they got together on that because Saban had their foot in the door with the networks.
Yeah, like with Fox and all those guys. WB. or CW.
Yep. And actually, going a bit back, I was actually wrong. Toriyama helped do the design for the logo of GT. He helped with the designs of Goku, Pang, and Trunks. He did Giru, and he did the spaceship, as well as some sketches. That was it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right.
I'll throw the link up to Kanzenshuu to show all the stuff that Toriyama did for GT.
Yeah, we'll put all that in the description, and you can just
Yeah.
read it. So yeah, I mean, I'm really happy that it's Kai and not the original, because I felt like if they did the original, that would have been this straight up nostalgia pandering. I feel like Toonami should not be about nostalgia pandering. I mean, to a certain extent that, but it really isn't. I think, I really want Toonami to be about showing brand new content that has either never been seen before or has not been given a fair shake in the West.
Yep. I mean, another thing to look at. I mean, if they were to put Dragon Ball Z, one thing you have to look at is look at
5 years.
look at the quality of the dub when put it next to One Piece. One Piece's dub is really good. Dragon Ball Z.
If I were to watch the original Dragon Ball Z dub, it would be like, to rip off a quote from Justin Sudeikis, it'd be like trying to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when you're 30. Like
the original one.
I mean, okay, nothing wrong with the Turtles, granted. Nothing wrong with the Turtles.
Yeah. It just has not aged well.
Yeah.
Uh, the
Okay.
the other major problem comes from the episode count. Dragon Ball Z is 291 episodes.
Yeah.
There is no way in hell you're gonna be able to show 200. And before anybody gets on me about this for other series, let me go a little further. There's no way they can do Dragon Ball Z one episode a week,
Yeah.
and
That
because you
would
think
be
about it, that's gonna take 5 to 6 years, not including whatever breaks may be needed to show all of it. Whereas if you show Dragon Ball Kai, the current 99, or was it 98? I think it was 98 or 99 episode count before the Buu saga. If you show that episode count of Kai, let's say without interruptions, you'll get it done in a year.
Yeah, that'd
A
be
year or
perfect.
two.
That would be perfect right there. I would be totally fucking cool with that. In fact, I would watch it. I have checked out of Bleach. I cannot. I mean, for the life of me, I cannot get into Naruto. And then again, I'm not really too big on the whole long-running shonen stuff, which you know, if you've been listening to me for a while, that's kind of been apparent. I mean, don't get me wrong, folks. I mean, I'm pretty sure Hunter x Hunter is wonderful, and I'm pretty sure
It is. Oh,
Yeah.
it is.
it's just that I always kind of think to myself, do I really want to sit down and watch all that stuff? I mean, I'm
If
pretty
it's
sure it's
Hunter-
probably a bunch.
If it's Hunter x Hunter and JoJo, yes.
Don't get me wrong. I want to get into JoJo. I kind of want to make one thing clear. I don't hate JoJo because it's unmoe. I do not. I want to say that right now. I mean, it's just that I feel like right now a lot of people are going like, oh man, JoJo! Oh my god, JoJo! Wow!
Well, I think you're gonna have to stop listening to me for a while then, because I'm not gonna stop
No,
with
you're
JoJo.
actually more, dude, you're actually more subdued. Okay, well, we're starting to get a little off the rails. So,
but yeah, one quick thing.
Yeah, before we go, yeah.
You know what? I just lost my my train of thought.
Oh.
I remember I'll mention it later on.
Yeah. Overall, the future of the Dragon Ball franchise. I guess we'll see how this 15th movie is gonna play out, and I really hope it's not what I'm thinking. It's like if it's gonna be Broly, I'm gonna be like, no.
Yeah, I'm gonna call bullshit on that.
Yeah, Battle of the Gods. That was the perfect Dragon Ball Z movie for me. Absolutely perfect. Viewing it as an adult. I mean, it's like I know this is a kids franchise. I don't want to say, oh, but Dragon Ball Z is adult. No, it isn't. No,
No, it never was. It never was. The fact that Son
Why do some
Goku.
people say it's adult because it has violence? Well, okay, well guess what?
Yeah.
Japanese standards, folks. Japanese standards. Do you
I
understand?
mean, it's in the Japanese publication Weekly Shonen Jump. Shonen being for young boys.
Yep.
Let me put in another factor here. The very fact that Son Goku, when he first heard the name of Majin Buu, he put two and two together, and he's like, Boo? That sounds like a fart. So there's Son Goku, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, the very fact that Toriyama went from a gag manga to a martial arts kind of manga. Yeah, he's still got his gag manga roots, and he's gonna throw a poop joke in there every now and then.
He certainly did in Battle of the Gods, but like when
Yeah.
Olaf
With-
wrote idiot, poop, and all that stuff. I was giggling like an idiot. Oh my god, I was just like, so okay. And we've been going on for like a little long, so to close it out, in short, Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods. It's a fun way to spend your afternoon for sure. Would I own it? Maybe. I know for Yusu Kento, that's a definite.
I mean, I gotta have it. I already have all the movies.
I kind of want to see what the director's cut's gonna look like.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Supposedly, some of the voice actors have been hinting at the possibility of having the extended edition, so keeping my fingers crossed there, because apparently Japan doesn't even have the extended edition.
Yeah, I just played like on TV Tokyo, and that was
Yeah,
it. Like
they on Fuji TV they played it just I think once or twice maybe, but all I know is that they know their edition on DVD and Blu-ray does not include the extended scenes.
oh, I hope they do. I mean, I'm pretty sure they have to do the whole like, oh, you gotta wait a year. I mean, unless if Toei's really lenient
Mm.
on that reverse importation shit.
Well, I don't think they're strict on it.
Yeah, because
But
I
Toei is
remember
really
ever
bad
hearing
about giving
Japanese
shit
Blu-rays.
out.
I mean, I don't remember hearing about Japanese Blu-rays for Dragon Ball Z. That's what's kind of funny.
That's the thing. None of the long-running shonen series have Blu-rays for the TV series themselves. Naruto Shippuden,
Why
One
would
Piece,
why
Bleach.
would the
Neither of
first
those have Blu-ray.
Those look like shit.
I mean, none of those have Blu-ray releases aside from the movies. In fact, Battle of Gods is, I think, the first Dragon Ball Blu-ray of anything in Japan.
Yeah, but if that Dragon Ball Z actually has a film source, so it could probably work. So
That's debatable because Toei is really fucking weird. For example, when they did the Dragon boxes, the footage looked great, but the audio was terrible because they supposedly got rid of the source audio or something like that. What else was it? With the Dragon Ball GT Dragon Box in Japan, it included the TV special involving Goku Jr. Ending up meeting Goku. The quality was not remastered. The whole thing looked like it came from a VHS tape. So Toei is kind of weird. Some sources really bad.
Especially how they
not that great.
Sailor Moon Crystal. I'm sorry. I mean, I know a lot of people are probably going to jump on me for saying this, but there is, I feel like there's no reason that should have not been an ONA or original net animation. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
That should have been a full TV series because I know Sailor Moon. That should have been that should have never gotten that treatment ever.
See,
Takeuchi didn't put her foot down and all that stuff.
See, here's the funny thing. They clearly were given more time, but word is supposedly by rumor that they're kind of doing things as close as possible to the deadline, where the animators are basically given very little time to get through everything.
That's the
and it's really bad because they've had all this time where everybody's been where it's been nonstop delay after delay after delay of announcing when the hell this is going to even happen, and it turns out it's an ONA. So you would think, okay, with each episode airing every other week, you would think maybe better quality. Yes and no, depending on what scenes you're looking at. So this is like, at some points it looks really nice, and then other times it's like, what the hell happened? Did somebody just scrunch up this paper during the sketches?
Transformation sequence. I mean, okay, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, yeah, we've been kind of going off the rails for a while, but yeah, Sukento, I really have to thank you for having you on. It was a real pleasure getting the chance to kind of hash this out and all that stuff. And anything you want to say to your audience? Stop bugging me.
I'll make a video when I damn well want to. No, actually, unfortunately, things have been a bit rough lately.
Huh.
I know I promised that fantasy. Oh, years ago, maybe. Um, it,
Yeah,
I don't
I
even
remember
know
you kept
how long
talking
ago.
about.
Um, Unfortunately, problems arose where my computer's hard drive crashed and I lost all the footage and all the work I put into the first episode. And then
Yeah.
uh, I rebuilt everything here, but I lost the ability to record footage properly through the actual games and consoles. And then it's like one problem piled on with another, and
Yeah,
there I
I
am.
understand. It's like it's one of those. Well, take your time, and if you are in the market for like capturing stuff, I recommend like an Elgato and all that stuff because that's never let me down.
Yeah, I looked into it. I said, so that's so much money. I mean, I gotta wait in that situation. Uh,
Yeah, that's cool. I understand.
I said
Yeah.
I got the Tales of Xillia 2 coming out
Oh
next week.
yeah. I never finished. I never finished Zillia 1.
Neither did I, but I just have to have the collector's edition.
Yeah, I have these bunches of dish myself. So okay, well, okay. Before we kind of end this off, we have a real time comment. They from Zeke Freak, who is anti Toonami. Uh, they've brought back Gurren Lagann, DBZ Kai, and Bebop. Toonami is not letting go of the past. I kind of think, well, DBZ Kai is kind of new. If they weren't letting go of the past, they if they were not letting go of the past, Bebop would be on the front. They honestly would. They would be on the front.
Yeah.
I feel like that. I mean, the fact that it's playing on 4 a.m. does kind of say something because who wants to watch the same 26 episodes? I mean, honestly, I really feel like Bebop should kind of just be put off the pasture. I mean, they've done it with all the other things they've played.
I think you also have to remember, because they do their premieres. Let me see here. Up until Black Lagoon, or no, because they switched the schedules around, so I forget what the hell is on first anymore. Whether it was Batman or Black Lagoon, those are usually the last of all the new premieres, and then once Uncut Naruto starts, that's when all the old stuff they already aired. Because I mean, realistically speaking, it wouldn't make sense to put a premiere of something at 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m., 4 o'clock. It's just not going to happen. It doesn't make
Yeah,
any sense to do
that's
that.
practically a death slot at that point.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, what I told them, Gurren Lagann hasn't aired on Toonami before. Yeah, it's an old anime, but you
Sci-fi.
also have to remember, it's not something everyone has seen. Yeah, those two people haven't seen haven't seen the series, but you know what? If it gets more people to actually see the series, that's actually great. And not only that, but it's going to be the first time we actually see the damn series in HD. That's another thing.
Yep, and you don't have to pay $500 for that. See, so
Yeah.
fuck you guys. I'm not a full-on Aniplex apologist, and fuck you if you think if I was a full-on Aniplex apologist. Because if I was truly sucking Aniplex's dick, I would have said, you know what? Them pricing that Gurren Lagann Blu-ray box at $500 was a great move. Eh.
And it was just as insulting seeing, I think it was the DVD one for like 100 or 200, and I saw that and I said, you know
Oh
what? I'll
no.
I'll stick to the Bandai release that I got for $26 when it was still on Right Stuff.
Yeah, that's a good call. Good call. So yeah, that's gonna do it for us. And before I really go, a lot of people, you know what? I'll say this for the Tanami episode. Well, if I, Sukento, if I could have you back on again to do the Tanami episode, that would be really awesome because we can probably talk a little bit more about Tanami then.
Yeah, sure thing.
With Jim Nelson of the Tanami Faithful podcast. And okay, guys, that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I want to thank y'all for like supporting me and all that stuff. I'm really sorry about the sudden hiatus, but I just gotta get some things worked out. But I thought I'd do this little test show for y'all, and I hope you guys had fun. Now you know why I'm kind of hesitant to do these shows live. This is definitely going to be a live format show from now on. So, I kind of want to say one thing as a message to Geek Domo, because he uses the podcast Zero tag. I hereby give the podcast Zero name to you, Geek Domo. So, with that, I'm going to announce the name of the podcast. Our new podcast name is Otaku Midnight. So basically, Otaku Midnight. We're going to be updating the site. I'm going to be talking with my friend. I'm going to be talking with Time Enforcer Anubis, and I'll probably write into NTR Radio, probably explaining more what's going to happen. So that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Cube the Third, and Yusa Kento.
I am the guy that never updates.
Yeah, and stay tuned to Potamari Sketch, everybody. So that's about it. Hope you guys have fun, and even though it takes 20 episodes to power up, this is podcast 0.